be very professional in that sense. I wanted to make this an end for all of you and to make sure that everyone who's watching, because see, something a friend reminded me of something very recently. He said that because I personally, if you ask me, didn't want to, at a point, didn't want to do this live because I felt like why do it? But then a friend, two friends reminded me actually why it's important that I take this, because Sandro Satyajit has never been someone who stops, just stops something and no way.
And just fades away unless make your mark, start to finish.
Yes, if I am stopping, it's I'm going to be probably telling that, hey, let's I'm going to pause this, and I pause, because even live with Sandro, when I disappeared for a few months, I know there will be no lives for a while. I tell that, and when I'm back, I say, hey, I'm back. We're gonna have a few shows, and there's a series of shows, just like I did the last week actually with a few shows of live with Sandro, and it's going to continue in that way. It's going to live with Sandro, that is. But if I need to stop something, I believe in keeping a firm full stop on that by making people aware. And that is why I'm telling all of you today this message that sincerely Sandro is ending, but it is ending for now. It's going to come back much bigger and much better very soon.
I mean, well, to be honest with you, Sandro, this show honestly took me personally by storm as well. You brought on board quite a few really interesting guests. At the same time, you scaled it up big, and you shared a very important message. Basically, two messages, to be honest with you. Number one is legal contracts, how they can affect a professional's life. We have the freedom as content creators to do certain things, but at times in our lives, when we are perhaps changing ventures or getting into something new, legal contracts would actually pause it, which is why I believe we don't exactly get same presenters on like two different television channels, radio shows, etc. as well. And the second most important message that you said was, as influencers, I know influencers have a lot of, gossip going around about what they put out, etc. But regardless of any of that, one thing that I've noticed influencers not exactly doing is starting something right, and they basically started with big booms, big messages, good artwork, all of that, but conclusions, they don't do that. Let's say they do take a break. It's in a way your own way of telling people that even though I can constantly create content, I too need a break. I have a personal life. I have other obligations. That's why I'm moving into these things. When you come up and suddenly disappear, people are just left in the dark. There could be people who admire, who want to see more of you, and they don't know what happened. And sometimes that could give them the wrong message, as if they didn't exactly care about their audience. But when you take the time and tell them, okay, this is why I'm stepping into this is why I'll be stopping this, it gives them a reason, okay, my idol or my mentor or the individual I look up to or this influencer is going to do something great with his life. And that requires him to stop certain things that is on social media. I believe you taking the trouble, taking the time to do a proper conclusion sends out a very important message, Sandro. So that's something that I really admire. And
thank you very much for that. Yeah.
And yes, since we are slowly moving out with time, guys, Sandro, do we have any questions on our YouTube channel?
Nothing so far. I don't think we will have any. Yes, we can go forward. That's okay.
Okay. So, if so, Sandro, now we spoke about how Confetti and Santosh Kasturiarachi has been helping you out throughout this show. Graphics were lovely, execution was lovely, how you guys handled the whole hosting part of it was lovely. And what are your honest thoughts about Confetti? Oh, and I'm really sorry, it's not Kasturiarachi, it's Kasturi Singha, I believe. Really sorry about that. Santosh Kasturi Singha, ladies and gentlemen, the pleasant lad behind Confetti Events, now going Confetti Global. So Sandro, I believe he's a friend of yours as well. What are your thoughts on his venture and the effort that he's putting into all his work?
Definitely. I have to mention a little bit about Santosh and the whole team behind Confetti Global now, because they have made a huge impact onto Sincerely Sandro coming on board. And I know it's not always that a partner takes it well that the show has to end for now. And that's something that they, first of all, I have to say that they very much understood my situation and they took it very nicely. And I am grateful for that. It's not that it's very nicely, but in the sense we were both disappointed, but because of the situation. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And but I believe that this is something I'm genuinely coming back to, and that's what I told Santosh and the team as well, because this was the way it started out was technically not the way it was supposed to. Santosh knows this as well. This was supposed to be a physical show with a lot of much bigger physical show, to be very frank. And the whole prospect kind of changed, and because of the COVID-19 situation in the country right now. But other than that, I think I have to mention that Confetti Events has been Confetti Events for now. Confetti Global from the next event onwards has been a great support from the virtual, the hosting, from the posters to the graphics and to a lot of things, including a member of my team as well, that is Anup Kumar. So from including all of them, I think the team has, what I've made here with these amazing people has been the best because of Confetti's beautiful addition to this. So the thing with them is that when they do an event, because I've done not just Sincerely Sandro, I met them. So it's a beautiful story. Quite a while back last year, when I met them, what I noticed was the way they put into the thought they put into the event is not like the usual way an event management company would. It's much more 360 wholesome, from the marketing to it's not just what you come here and see, but it's everything leading up to that. It's everything after the event. And it's a very wholesome view that because I've worked with a lot of companies that do events, but Confetti has been a very young, youthful, but at the same time, very adaptable platform for everyone, any moderator, any guest to come and be very comfortable with. I mean, you see how this YouTube series has also been so far. So I think I owe it a lot to Confetti Events, to Santosh, Meshak, and everyone else on the team. So thank you very much to Confetti Events for today. And I wish Confetti Global a very good luck in the ventures that they are supposed to take in. And I will meet Confetti Global and Sincerely Sandro will meet Confetti Global in the next few years for sure. That is a promise.
So guys, before we wrap up the show, I'd like to share a message about Sandro and why I treat him as an amazing person, basically. Treating him aside, why I believe that he's an amazing person, to be honest with you guys. So we met somewhere back in 2014, 15, I believe, Sandro?
2016 and 2017.
2017, yes. So we met all back in 2017 and it was at a competition. This was a time where Sandro had a podcast on SoundCloud. And I was very intrigued. I didn't know this individual called Sandro Satyajit. There's just this kid, all right? And he was posting all this really unique motivational audio clips. And when I came across it, I was just shook. There was one specific audio clip called The Throne or something along those lines that truly caught my attention. And at the time where I was in life, I really needed to hear Sandro's message. And he was a complete stranger to me at the time. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. I just came across him on SoundCloud and it caught me off guard. So I know how much of a difference his voice is making every single day. And there could be people that are supporting, that are backing him up, people that are doubting, speaking ill of him. Regardless, I know to a stranger, his voice is one that gives strength and one that gives an amazing message. So I am truly grateful, Sandro, because even at a time where I didn't know you, you played a major part in my life, in shaping the decisions that I made from there onwards. And 2017, we actually met at an announcing competition. It was my last and it was Sandro's first, I believe. And well, we competed, things happened. And later on also, we didn't speak for much of a time, but we connected through social media. We stayed in touch. And ever since that day, Sandro has never stopped giving out his message, sharing his thoughts with the general audience. And it's been one thing that really surprises me to this day is consistency, man. That's why I wanted to bring out the questions also several times to ask you consistency. How do you do it? Why do you do it? Because these are things that has troubled me. And I know these are things that definitely trouble other content creators as well. So that is beautiful, man, what you've done, what you've built. Even though people might undermine you or whatnot, you've done something amazing here. Live with Sandro, Sincerely Sandro, and even your SoundCloud audio set. They were all amazing and life-changing.
It was quite a while back.
Yeah, quite a while back. But I mean, to this day, I have it in my head, you know. Whenever the name Sandro comes to mind, I'm like, shit, that arrogant kid on SoundCloud. You know,
That's accurate.
Such a crazy message, you know, but still it hit my heart. It touched me. And at the time, I didn't doubt who you were, what you were doing, whatnot. It was just your words, man. They echoed into my heart, my soul, and my mind. And you basically shook it. You were like, you know, you need to get your shit together. You need to get things done. And that is something that I really needed. So to this day, man, I'm really grateful for what you did. And I'm sure a lot of other individuals that are watching this show feel the same way about you. So don't ever think that your message doesn't matter. Even this show, I was a little sad when we initially decided not to do this. And I was super happy that we decided to go on with it in the end. Because this is you. This is what you do. You are someone that actually goes against the norm. When people choose to wonder, okay, this thing doesn't matter, I don't have to do this, you are someone says, no, I started this off right, I'm going to end this right. That's a very unique thing that you solely have, Sandro. And I know your friends are a big part of it, big part of influencing you, helping you, supporting you. You have a lot of amazing people around you as well. So you being that to the world, being a best friend to the world is one of the greatest gifts you've ever shared with any one of us, man. So thank you very much for that. And I won't take any more time and give you way more compliments.
Thank you.
I don't want to put you on a big pedestal. But
exactly. But thank you for those words, man.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, guys, one of the most genuine human beings you would ever meet. If ever you see him on the street, walk up to him, talk to him. He'll be a solid friend for life. I'm someone that takes loyalty very seriously. I've had a lot of very close individuals, close friends, backstab, lie, all these things. But Sandro, time and time after, we are in the same industry. Still, he has never taken any measures to cut me off anything. If he sees opportunity for me, he definitely put it out there. He definitely share the message with me, and I do the same. It's sad when a relationship, when you can't build a relationship like that with a person where you can solely trust someone. Sandro's someone that's always looked out for me personally as well, inviting not just me, Shimmer, Tuhan, or some of his close friends, even on his show on Charna TV, which was Seetal Eatal. That was his brainchild. Whenever he brought out a big idea onto the world, he made sure that his close circle, people that could be, people that could gain something out of it, people who could get exposure would get it. And that's something rare you find in the world. A lot of people want to make it and make it on their own. But there's a very few who believe in making the world a better place together and succeeding together. Sandro is one of those rare individuals, and I would 100% vouch for that. So definitely, if you have opportunity to connect with him, do so, and you will honestly not regret it. So guys, we'll be winding up the show. Once again, thank you very much, Sandro, for going ahead and organizing this final conclusion for Sincerely Sandro. And at the same time, Confetti Global. Santosh, you've done an amazing show, brother. From the start, I've been a big admirer of your graphics and hosting and how you guys planned out the entire program. It was very professional and job well done, guys. So to everyone that's watching, We wish you the very best for your futures. I believe Sandro will also speak a few final words. So I wish you the very best and take care and have a great evening, guys.
Thank you, Dinit. I think
something on to this, Sandro.
Yes, just a little bit, not too much. When it comes to what you said, first of all, thank you for those beautiful words. And I did always, that's the thing about me. I always prefer the word genuine to be out there, because when you meet someone with good vibes and good energy, a really good person, it's not about talent and skill. It was always about meeting a good person. Ever since I was a kid, I think that's what I didn't want to meet I did want to meet famous people, but I didn't. As I grew up, it was. I knew that it wasn't just that I wanted. It was just meeting good people. Hence the networking. Hence how I found you. How I found Santosh through Shimmer. I found Shimmer. Shimmer was through Charana. If I didn't start the show on Charana, I wouldn't have met Santosh, to be very frank, and Confetti events. And it's a beautiful way that the world and the universe works that way. So I'm grateful. It's not just me. It's all of you. It's everyone. It's an ecosystem of telling stories. It's an ecosystem of building beautiful things and telling good stories and inspiring each other. The drive that we give each other with things we work around with. I could have done this show to be very frank, Dinit knows this way back earlier this year. I was messing around with StreamYard, thought of streaming this on my own. But then I was like,
I remember we used to have these test runs also. This guy would call me at around 1, 2 in the morning and be like, Dinit, I've got a stream going on. Come on, join me.
Honestly, and like test it out. I remember those days. But then later, a while later, I thought, wait, I have a friend who does this. Why don't we it's going to be beneficial on both ends? And then people started asking questions. I mean, literally, Dinita started asking about Confetti, what it is and etc. Just like that, many people have asked, and like my brand and the Confetti's brand, it's gone a beautiful ways, and it does when you do that, when you collaborate with friends. I think Charana TV for me has been the best advice and the best example for that. I have to mention my senior, Mr. Vajra Jayawardena, who brought me into media. He guided me on the path of genuineness in the industry of media. And he always continues to do that. He will always have that gratitude from me, because it's with his help that we build Charana. And I think Charana is a fine example of how I give opportunities. Sometimes a little blind. I have made mistakes too with people. And it's with that belief in the good in people that I always try to give the message of love with inspiration, and always try to make sure everyone watching gets a story for a day to make their lives better. Sincerely, from Sandro.
What an ending, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will be concluding our show. Hope you all have a lovely and blessed evening. Take care, guys.